Right, Campbell's Comments out and about in Wagga. I've had a great day in Wagga, proudly. Most of it's been brought to you by Nutrien, but I have some great sponsors. But I am actually here through no sponsor, Wagga Harness Racing Club, but catching up with my great Canadian mate that I've met for the first time, Greg Gangle. Firstly, welcome.
Yeah, thanks, mate. We've come a long way since Kilmore, haven't we?
That's right, we did too. It was Kilmore. We did a hands-on interview and a bit of a cold night and everything else like that. Today we can't complain about the cold.
No. I've been starting to whinge a little bit with the heat, and some of my local friends here are saying, mate, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
So I better pick and choose my words carefully over January and February.
We've got a very close heads-on shot here. I can tell you I'm in shorts, he's in long pants. That serves him right. One, what an amazing complex you guys have here, and I might even take a couple of photos as well and just put over the top so we can show. I haven't even been down to the stripping stalls to have a look at that, but just the grandstand and everything, just brilliant.
Yeah, I was extremely blessed when I took on the role to automatically come into a brand new facility. It's only been 3 years old, and I mean, it's not like you're trying to fix the place up. I mean, it was absolutely turnkey from the get-go. So extremely privileged in that regard. We've done some modified changes, not structural or anything like that, but just with our branding, as you'll see behind us. We changed up our colors, changed up our logo. We're just undergoing a rebrand. Just want to enhance our overall product. So those are the types of things that we're working on. We're working on our marketing and our promotions and stuff like that, pushing the club forward to be more integrated with the community. But as a club itself, I mean, there's no better spot within a couple 100 kilometers to go than this facility right here. It's absolutely spectacular.
How have you found the change? Because you're at Woodbine and then you're at North Fair,
Western
Fair. They were pretty much full on every day, racing and all the rest.
Yeah.
Once a week, middle of the day. How are you finding that?
Yeah, initially I think it was a bit of a. I prepared myself very well for it because I knew it was going to be a bit of a slower pace, but I was ready for that. I mean, when you spend 8 years at Woodbine racing 5 days a week and 5 nights and getting home at 11 o'clock at midnight, and then going to Western Fair 3-4 nights a week, getting home at 11 o'clock, it was time for a change mentally. So I was very well prepared to come down here, do that 1 day a week, but it allowed me to work on so many other things behind the scenes, like, as I just mentioned, our rebranding, talking about our sponsorship and our signage and stuff like that. So it allowed me to, devote more quality time to other things within the club to continue to push it forward, rather than, get through every race meeting, night after night after night, and the sponsorship and the programming and stuff like that, handing that off to somebody else. So it allowed me to really say, what, I need to craft the track the way that I want it, and craft the club and the membership going forward. So pretty much everything you see through every race meeting goes through myself and the committee. So extremely hands-on. And
that you must be proud of that then, the way that it is progressing.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. We've done a lot of things in a very short period of time. Obviously, our hands were tied for a little while there due to COVID, but going forward, I'm certainly going to take a page out of what we did back home. I definitely want to integrate the club with the community. I want to turn this place into a family atmosphere where families can come out. I'm going to put a grant together for to get some playground equipment out here, and as you can see, look at the grass and the beautiful tarmac that we have. I mean, it's just sensational. So it's been crying out for some family involvement, and I think getting some playgrounds and some swing sets and stuff like that will make it a family atmosphere and a great day at the trots.
The lawn is one thing from Bendigo, like, it just blows me away how it's just lush and beautiful grass to sit on and relax.
Yeah, and my track curator and my groundsman, Matt and Andrew, they're second to none. I mean, just minutes ago we just watched a race, and they went 51 and change. So I mean, the speed here at the Riverina is phenomenal. It's definitely the second fastest track in New South Wales, behind Club Menangle, of course. But and a large part of that is because of the staff I have working for me. They're absolutely sensational, and we talk about the beautiful grass and the landscaping that goes through them as well. So I've been extremely blessed to have this facility and have quality people working for me.
Semaphore board, sectional times, all key, all great little parts that make the industry so much better, and especially when you're watching those reel off a couple of 27 ones in the middle, it's like, wow.
Yeah, it's one of those things that well, back in the days of Kilmore, I was crying out to the TV where I wasn't able to see sectionals on the TV, and a large part of that is because I was so adapted to seeing that back home. It's one of the things that I've been crying out for to happen down here, because my biggest argument is, you know, if you're at the pub and there's no audio and you're punting on the race and you're liking a horse up front or coming from behind and maybe they go a quick first 800, well, if you have your horse, you know, pegged 1-1, you might not like your chances, but if he's coming from the back, you're loving your chances, and the only way you're going to know that is by looking at the sectional time. So I think it just adds to the product and will help make that product grow. So that's certainly on the list. We're working with Harness Racing New South Wales to bring that to fruition, and I think it'll happen. I think it's just a question of when.
There's so many things you could do here, like as far as any locals that are actually watching that may not even know it's here. You could have so many different, like you say about sponsors, but people, organisations having Christmas parties, but just even having a party. They don't have to be a Christmas or birthday or anything, does it?
That's just it. And we have our functions room, and again, inside we just named it the Champions Room and our Pacers Canteen. And you know, I'm looking at it now with the Champions Room. We had a Christmas party here today, and we have a Christmas party again on Tuesday with Dennis Howe from Mataranka Park Standardbreds, and that's what the room is dedicated for: birthdays and anniversaries, anything that that goes with it. And we can offer dedicated catering service for that. So those are the types of things that we're trying to enhance and give the place a little bit of love, because although it was new, it's generally a bit of a blank slate. Even inside, it does need a little bit of decor.
Yep.
And that is something that I've been working on with River and the sign makers and some other facilities as well, just to bring it up and you know, even some of the great history here in the Riverina, you know, Paleface Adios, you know, Welcome Advice. I want those type of horses, you know, in their history present here at the Riverina, because, you know, it's one thing to push forward, but we also have to reflect on the great horses and the great participants of the past.
That's why you and I get along so well, because I'm very, very keen on that. I love the history of harness racing, and without history you don't go forward. You don't learn from your mistakes either. So
yeah, and 1,000%, and the participants have absolutely been fantastic. And the breed has really changed in the last number of years. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but the trotting game's really caught up. Absolutely, but you're even seeing 51 miles out here, 52 quite regularly, where, you know, 3-4 years ago, it was very uncommon. I know we didn't race here 3-4 years ago, but even going those types of times were relatively uncommon. So, you know, it seems like the entire industry is pushing forward. Which
is really, really key. Do you enjoy it? Is there a lot of things that, you know, we're going to get a lot of American people watch this once it goes onto my Facebook page, especially. Are there things that, you know, a lot of Americans could probably learn from what we do here in Australia, and conversely, the flip side?
Yeah, you know, we can take a page out of their book on a few things, but they can also take a page out of ours. One of the things that I think is absolutely fantastic that we do here that they should really, really take a close look at is the mini trotting. You know, dedicated funds are in place to push that forward, because that is the next generation. Back home, there's no such thing as mini trotting, and clubs and Harness Racing New South Wales make a big involvement in that. And that is so key going forward for the next generation, and that is something that back home they need to strongly look at. You know, we talk about rehoming. They have rehoming back home, but nothing compared to today. That's another thing. You know, back home they have the sectionals and those types of things. Down here we have the fixed odds, and they don't yet. So there are, you know, pros and cons each way.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to one of the things with Nutrien, with what they're doing, the rehoming and putting them into a camp draft and things along those lines. And I know you're across it. It's so different.
Yeah, those types of initiatives is what's going to, you know, bring our integrity level to another direction as well. And Harness Racing New South Wales, and I know even HRV and all throughout Australia, the integrity level is extremely high, which is absolutely fantastic.
And it has to be. Christmas is here. You're going to miss the family back home. I suppose it's going to be a hard time for you.
Yeah, it is. And to be quite honest, Anna and I talk about it quite often, how it doesn't even feel like Christmas because there's no snow on the ground. So
there's plenty over there. I've been watching it. There's plenty overseas.
Oh, there is. And I was actually talking to my dad the other day, and he says, "Oh, we had a windstorm, and then it was freezing rain, and then, you know, we got a foot of snow, and this and that." And he says, "How you doing?" I said, "Oh, it's 29 degrees and sunshine, and yeah, life's good." So, yeah, you know, we're looking forward to Christmas for the first time in a very long time. Anna gets to spend Christmas really close with her family, so I'm really excited for that. But yeah, like I said, you know, we'll get through it, and we race on the Tuesday, then we're back in early January. So, love the holiday seasons, and it's great for the kids too.
chat to you all day.
Yep.
The last race is over, so I'll let you go, but we will be doing some more. You and I got a couple of still harebrained ideas that we will be doing, and I'm going to go around and just have a little bit of a look around and that, but I look forward to coming back. Nutrien will have me back, so you'll have me back, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do some things, but I recommend, I've been saying it all day, people going around, go to all these studs, come on a Friday when the races are on as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And have a look. So,
yeah, this is the time of year where people are going to be making their way to different studs to look at yearlings and things like that. Plan it for a week and enjoy the day at the trots. You know, get a hold of us. We'll put you up and celebrate a great weekend of racing and also to inspect yearlings.
Also notice you got the Woodland sign on. You're looking after all my sponsors. That's all.
Yeah, Mark.
Hughesy will tell me off. Hughesy was going to be with me this weekend, but it hasn't happened due to being so busy. But he's going to be up here after Christmas.
And you know what? Speaking of Mark and even Dr. Kath McIntosh, it was so overwhelming the amount of support that I received when I first stepped foot in Australia. And Kath and Mark reached out. They were one of the first people to reach out, along with Rod Woodlands at Yerby, and just, I mean, that's just a small sample of the people that reached out to welcome Anna and I into the country, and then obviously into the harness racing community. And it's something I'll never forget. It was mind blowing, to be honest. So yeah, forever thankful.
Greg Gangle, thank you very much, mate. Thanks for giving me 5 minutes of your time. You're sweating because you're in jeans. I don't have to worry because the shorts are just so much better.
I'll be your tour guide in the stable area.
Merry Christmas, mate.
You too.
Thanks, Ben.